All right, everyone, welcome in. Sorry, I thought my mic was muted. Welcome in to Arcadia and Arkham series coming in on season 4, Blood Rush. This is going to be a best of 3 as usual. Kaneki's first set on Sappho, so I I've always seen Kaneki on the Autohaven map, so it'll be interesting. A little bit of a change of pace here, taking on Sappho, and there's already 2 survivors here in the
Oh,
mid map,
three
so.
survivors. No, it's three survivors are here actually. We just saw our, I'm not sure who that was, but one of our survivors over at that fort, over at that fort wall. So yeah,
And
we just
yeah,
see him rotate up to this three.
silly old me forgot to introduce my co-caster, Mr. Walton, here tonight casting with me. But yeah, I guess it's a little bit late for that now. The action's already started, and the first tag's already come through, so really nicely done. But the down still has to happen.
Mm. I will just say as well. I don't I've never seen this on a core set, but using coup de grace for our for one of our perks here. How do you feel about that, Tavi?
I think it's a pretty smart idea. Ghoul, most of the situations with Ghoul, the survivor's either dead because you zone break and just catch up to them, or the survivor's not dead and then you can crew them away with the stacks that you gain when gens get done. So it's a really nice lethality kind of idea. I see the vision in it. I'm just not sure how it plays out because I haven't played this game in about half a year. So, but yeah, I've never seen a Kaneki ever run coup, probably because it's banned a lot of the time, honestly. And unfortunately, that tag will take a little bit longer to come through, but probably won't matter. First gen's gonna get done, and Survivor's kind of in a precarious position here. Yeah, that's a
Ooh.
lot of tag coming through.
Yeah, and we see our unhook here, and we see the FTB player coming in onto our what's that survivor's name? V from our V to our V. Sorry, and we just
Yeah,
take and
and yeah, take place around track. My bad. Um, I I assume that FTP on like the unhook, like it doesn't like it gives them more chase time, sure, but I mean it's a Kaneki, bro. Like the tag already comes through, so I guess that we'll be seeing a second wind come through later from our Ada just to make sure you get max value from fog people. Um,
And this backside
but
is actually quite unsafe against the girl. If the Cyber might has to try and get away here, otherwise, yeah.
and
Oh,
it's a good
actually, no.
attempt.
They just made this tall here. Actually, I take back
And
what I
this
said.
This filler is actually safe, I believe, on relatively similar ping, which these two teams are, but it's just going to be a W key away as the second generator pops of the trial. And I guess our survivors are covered fairly well from that. The only problem I would say is that, dying a lot in the bot side of the map will always indicate that, there's going to be a 3 gen at the bot side of the map unless something is done with that. And I missaw something. Because that other generator that got popped seemed to be in the mid-map, Walton. That perhaps was a mid-map gen being popped, so perhaps there's not
Oh,
really that many 3 gens left.
yeah, okay. Because all we have is just this gen here at 7, and just 9. Yeah, so here's a 3 gen, but it's quite extended for the 3 gen that he has here.
Yeah, it's definitely better than not having a 3 gen on bot side, but it is going to be a little bit easier for survivors to maneuver around to stealth. And while V's dying on the hook, I would just assume that our survivors are beginning to rotate and get these gens done. I think perhaps that was clean break as well coming through. I could not really tell. That's a stun coming through. That's a huge health state save from Winter Edit there on the 9 side, and that's actually going to allow an unhook too. So Walton, this could turn out to be a pretty a pretty big turning point for our survivors if they can get out of this safely.
Yeah. If we can get our V over to this like top side if we can, we get the bot here actually onto our Ada, but she's still kind of zoned here, Tavi.
You just break this pallet and make sure that the jungle gym is not made. And it seems like they actually want to commit a full body to go and
Oh,
protect the tunnel out, and it will happen very successfully. That was a nice body block coming through. But again, the survivor has the last here. This is another jungle gym. I don't know
if we
if the
can,
survivor is going to continue playing around it. They are not. This is it's still incredible coming through.
and there's a good chance we might see our crew here get a bit of value if it has not been commented already. Oh, we're just over here straight to this main building. Oh, that's so bad if you're our killer here.
But again, coup value should come through eventually. I don't think they want to show their hand just yet.
Good
This should be a
job.
coup though, and
Yep, there we go. There you go.
that that's why it's picked on the set. I mean, instead of playing the 50-50s, just be the 50-50s, be the one winning, and make
Yeah.
it not a 50-50 with that. And I guess that's the first kill coming through, but look at how far this V made up the map though. Even with coup, he went all the way from basement to the 12 side and backside of main, which is incredible considering, again, that Survivor was injured the whole time. That's actually perhaps a genuine problem for that, but it's not going to be enough. Unfortunately, there's going to be Winter taking the tag. Very, very close to getting the gen done, and Eruption is going to be applied instead to start, adding the aggression procs to that when the time is, of course, right. Ace resets in the background, we saw that they were in basement. So I guess the trial has stagnated a bit. Actually, 9 popped. Hey, Walton, 9 popped there. I guess I didn't realize that gen popped. So this is a 2-2 split here on Suffer, and this, I think, will be, again, very, very interesting to see how survivors deal with this, because you have to be stealthing a lot on this map, considering the choke point exists. So, yeah, I'd like to see how they play this out.
Yeah, and one thing to note as well, as we want to go for our Death Hook V here, the killer's pain rose hooks don't seem to be very in his favor, with only the pain rose hook being at 9 and everything else staying topside. So if Chasers can just stay away this 9 top. Oh, absolutely feral hit coming in from our killer. Maybe made a bit of ADMS on that. That was a disgusting hit. And as I said before, Tyler, you see, if we can just keep Chasers away from this 9 and like sort of topside, like we can sort of deny the killer of the pain resonance, and we just saw that before. All the pain res hooks being topside and just at that 9 tile.
And that's Delhi coming through. That's going to be a huge boon for our survivors, if it was a boon. It is, in fact, not a boon, but just a really, really good resource that's going to be spent there. And I mean, the survivors will never know that the hook is on 9, I guess. It's hard to kind of make that play. The most proactive, I would say, a survivor team can be is like if they continuously see a killer go out of their way to hook in like in a suboptimal place, and I guess 9 at this point is going to be a suboptimal spot. That's the 5 gen popping, by the way, the gen on 5, I mean.
Oh, and we see that Ace here kind of holding chase here, actually. Very, very nice stuff.
I think they know, because Ku's definitely been calmed at this point, so it's like, well, you might as well play the 50s instead of just like, getting completely wrecked by Ku immediately. So that's really nice heads-up play, but again, look at the death spot here. This is like all the way outside edge and nowhere near the mid-map, so it should be beneficial for survivors to start getting progress in. I would assume there's one stealthing at the moment, and the other is, of course, on the gen.
There's our 8-0 getting. Oh, and we just get a bit of a fast unhook here. I'm not really wasting any time. Just want to make sure that 9 gen gets interrupted for as long as possible.
Yeah, and I think it was also kind of good early unhook there, because again, against Kaneki, it's more important to have a lot of bodies like at one point. Especially because, it's so fast that if you wait for them to go to the generator, then you're just kind of losing time in a way. So now that the unhook has happened, you can see here that these 2 survivors now have free reign to do whatever they want. While, of course, Alawa here should be the one taking chase.
Yeah, we're doubling this gen here at over at 7, and yeah, wow, okay.
That was doubled?
I'm pretty sure that was doubled. I think both the Ace and the Lara were there, so interesting though. We get our tag here at this edge 4. I don't know if she makes anything though here.
No, this all is broken, right?
She just dies here.
Yeah, and
you go for the pick here actually.
This situation will still be interesting though, because again, the killer has multiple points of interest on the map currently. They want to check the main building, because they know that the unhook happened around there, so there's likely quite a lot of progress there. but they also want to keep track of the hook, and they also want to keep track of that generator that just got kicked on 7. So there are multiple points of interest. They can't defend them all, even as a Kaneki, and it would have to make a decision soon as to where to go. They are going to leap towards main, just to try and force the information to be given to them. So they are going to find out very soon that it is the injured survivor on this gen. That is going to be wait, that's not Deliverance.
I think that is actually second win coming into play here.
Wow. So I guess that means second win and for the people on two different builds. I just assumed they were on a single build, and this is kind of panic time for Killer here because they need the pressure. They need to get the down here to activate eruption. Then they have to jump all the way back to the generator to try and interrupt it.
Yeah, because at the moment they are most certainly doubling that 7 gen. If we can, and this down needs to happen like now. Otherwise we just kill it. Yeah, the kill gen pops, and we could potentially see some fancy, and we see some coup value. This is perfect. If you're the killer, this is perfect. This is exactly what you need right now, and we should just pain res at this tile here. This is and we interrupted. That is perfect if you're our killer player.
And now, oh, they actually stole the unhook to get it immediately. That was a very
Oh,
proactive play from the survivors. It kind
ooh.
of pays off here because our ace was on the gen, but now, of course, the killer knows that only one survivor could be on that 7 gen. But the three survivors in the trial, what a play coming through. I don't really know if this is by one, but like all the pain have been used, so there's really not much our kill will get from extended chases at this point. It's going to be a nice take chase from Ada again, as power's going to be broken. I don't think there's much around here, so it might just be dead very, very soon. No, this filler's still up. It's not the best, though. They're just going to hit edge map after. No, there's another filler! Oh my gosh.
Wow, there is still so much to work on this top side of the map. Try to go for the
Yeah,
invasive red. Does she make this tile? I think it's just a down. Yep, just a down here. It's low tile, and
that took
I'm
so
just gonna,
long.
I'm just gonna see whoever came for the, and we go for the pallet stage, and
Exactly.
and the last end is off,
Yes!
and that last end
Okay,
is off.
so incredible. That was incredible. I did not expect that to happen because like our survivors, I mean, they had a pretty decent start, but I was fully expecting there to be a lot more pressure for Kaneki, even on this map, like where you can't see as much as easily because of the tall objects
Oh,
compared to
disgusting.
Autohaven. I
Yeah,
guess it's coup value kind of coming in again, but like yeah, I would just assume like the results should be similar, if not better than Autohaven, but unfortunately, Mate's just taking away what looks to be not a 4K. Perhaps the snowball is kind of promising, though. I feel like it is going to be a gate open soon, though, so I don't think there's much left to say about this except
yeah,
10 stages.
yeah. I will just say this. Yeah, Endgame so far has been played really well from this killer. But I will say both gates being topside has definitely helped a lot in this endgame scenario, and we just take the outs here. There you
Yeah,
go.
so 10 stages, that was very solid. I think there was like a few moments I questioned, but like they were still really, really well played from both parts. I have to give it to Mate though. That was really nice micro on Kaneki there. So we'll have to see how the next trial plays out. We'll just go to a quick intermission. It is a little bit kicking into the night here on our side. So we'll head to a quick intermission with the Vault reversed in just a little bit. All right, everyone, welcome back to the first set, the second half of this Kaneki, again, played on Suffocation Pit. We're just sending it back and seeing if we can get anything better than what was previously got 10 stages. I think that's a pretty exceptional result, Walton. I come from a time in a galaxy far, far away where Kanekis were spamming 4K ones, so seeing Kanekis get outed, especially on, I guess, a map like this, which It's got a different dynamic, but I think it's favored towards them. This is surprising to me.
Oh, absolutely. The killer has received a lot of changes since their initial release, so not really, not so much span 4Ks anymore, but mostly like high results and depending on survivor on how survivors play can just result into 4Ks. And we get our butt here on our Tory plan. We just send it straight to this bottom side of the map. See if we can find whoever's sitting these bottom gens.
Yeah, and very interesting pick of a build here coming through. This is no crop build for Karma, and I'll have to see if this works wonders or if it will crash and burn. I don't think it'll crash and burn though, because Kaneki is of course a very fast killer, can kind of benefit from no corrupt in certain scenarios. It's just a bit of a mind game coming through. That's 2 tags already though, so it's going to be difficult to capitalize
Very
on
nice.
the distance.
Very
That's
nice, very
incredible.
nice play, very nice play from our killer player, our playing that shack. I will just say as well, we see both totems being worked on here, so it sounds like it looks like you might be saying goodnight to both Ruin and Frill. Yeah, and we see
Yeah,
that,
that's
and we see that Frill totem just going, and Ace just getting rid of that Frill, the hunt totem, and now the killer is just playing with two perks now here, Tavi.
yeah. Ruin gone, Thrill gone. Realistically, that just leaves Pain is still up on 4 stacks, and of course the Veteran Fate, which will apply 1 time onto our Obsession Animate. But 2 perks for that amount of time being taken away from our survivors. I believe Thrill's cleanse time is still a pretty high amount, and our survivors had to invest at least a minute into just cleansing the totems, not including looking for the totems. So yeah, still pretty good value in the short term for our killer Karma. We're gonna get a very nice Kaneki Leap Kagune Leap tag onto Geomarker. I'm gonna make the jungle gym though and continue this chase to the bot side. So I'm not sure if this is the place that wants to be run, but I guess Kaneki is not deciding to tunnel here from basement. So um, oh, and just as I say that.
Yeah, we
Classic
just
Kaneki moment. Classic moment for everyone out there. Kaneki is just gonna leap away and teleport. What a kill, everyone! Very
I just
fun.
want to
Very
I just
fun.
want to say I'm not sure which survivor it was, but we actually saw the aura of one of our survivors here. Now I'm not sure what that character was, but something for the killer to maybe hint in the coming of this trial because we did see the aura on I think it was our ace and yeah, just something to note, just something to point out for the killer as we get that down here on our David Tapia greeting a little too much and getting punished for it as a result.
Yeah, I'm not sure entirely what that perk was. I I actually can't guess. Like, I would have normally assumed like it was just Undying, but obviously, um, if there was Undying, it would be cleansed by now. So there is no Undying anyway. So I'm actually not sure what that is.
Hmm.
I guess your speculation will be better than mine. It's gonna be a second hook onto Altor though, and Survivor's got 1 gen done for it, but they still have to work against the 2 remaining perks of Karma,
Oh, we
Arkaneki.
found our Dwight here at this fourth tile. Just
And
gone
yeah,
for
this is
oh, very
not
good
really a chase you want
stuff.
to take.
Very good
Um,
summary from our Dwight player here. However, I think we're just going to go for our enraged bite. Well, no, we opt to go back to
yeah.
our hook. Yeah, just playing.
Um, I mean, Dwight being the obsession, you just don't want to take a chase. If you do a chase, then you'd want to try and get the minimum out of it, which is just like a tag, or even better, of course, get a Lune Enrage. So that's just going to be a continued tunnel out onto Altor here. Yeah, just playing this 4 lane very patiently, though. I don't think they're going to do much else. Nice body block comes through. That's the altruistic play from Animate, which is kind of a quiet thing since Veteran Fate's still in the trial, and she's just gonna again keep on going. Sappho is very known for having these really annoying connectable loops, and that is a missed swing on the Ornament tile. There's an incredible ping coming through for Survivor's favor, and they're just going to continue playing this out. This is huge. This is gen time being bought for Survivors. This jungle gym is gone, but you still need to catch up to the Survivor. This is a beautiful chase coming through from Alto. Continuing this out. I think they will die here though, but the hit tank.
The ultra
Ace.
is very good here. Now we've just made it sort of same scenario with the last match with Survivor making it from the basement into our top side of the map. So this is looking quite good if you're our survivors. And another hit tank, and we just make it all out to this main building.
I've
And we
I've
see the opposite
never
shot.
seen anything like this. Like, I mean, I've seen Altruistic play against Kaneki, but then two trials in a row, I've never seen before. I mean, yeah, again, I'm kind of sleeping on the current like meta strategies, but that's just really, really nice to watch. And it turns out Tap's just gonna get away with their life. Altor is going to be living as of right now, just kind of stealthing and resetting on the bot side, but it is going to potentially be interrupted here, so
Yeah,
not happy days just yet for everyone.
kind of find the reset here at this shack. Oh, we vault out. Yeah, when we get our enraged bot onto our Tory player here. I will say as well, Tavi, Wretched. I'm not sure how long it's been, but Wretched Fate has been it's been up for quite some time now. So even though our obsession is like has been hooked here, like if you're a killer, I feel like we really need to play around that Wretched Fate, considering the totem is also in our bottom side of the map, which is going to be very difficult for the survivors to cleanse in this scenario here, even with four survivors up.
Yeah, and it's a good point that's brought up because even though the tunnel has not been secured, there's still a lot of injuries and a lot of pressure from that that a killer can capitalize on. That's going to be a down onto Tori. So that's going to
So,
be the second pain res of the trial. Wow. But it's
oh, we
oh no, never
we
mind.
upgrade
Basement.
bacon here. Actually, not too favorable Painter's RNG hooks here. So a bit similar to last game with our Painter's RNG. Both killers not getting the best of Painter's hooks.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because the gen setup here is also very similar to the last trial, except this generator near the water tower was, I believe, located just slightly further deeper into the woods than right on the water tower. So like pretty similar gen setup on the bot side as previous, but that one broke very, very quickly and then left the two split. Whereas here it's still up, and our survivors need to contend with this without giving away too many stages. Okay, again, remember that Karma does not need to get a 4K to win, only needs to get 11 stages to win, which is a very rare result actually. Very rare you see 11 stages, but it's still
Oh,
possible, and has a nice kind of attempted body block coming through, which doesn't really amount to much anyway.
that was
So
actually that was actually a bit of a ghoul bug that occurred there. Bit of a strange on, but that can occur. So it actually ends up working out in Stella's favor anyway, considering they didn't get injured and had to get bitten again. And we get our bot onto our tap here. Bit of ping ponging around here, Tavi.
this is kind of the issue with the situation of survivors in. You know, again, there's still four survivors up. Tap's actually gonna maybe fall here. Never mind the ping again, coming through. Germany moment. Actually, it doesn't. Maybe not Germany, but I I guess our survivors managed to I was gonna say like kind of weighing up the fact that Tap was alive, but then they invested a lot of resources into it. But that has eventually paid out over time. The four survivors in the trial kind of just slowly started rebuilding their position, started getting resets, and started putting the percentages back
Oh,
in
and this
again.
game is actually
And
relatively close, actually, Tavi.
and exactly, that's the strength
Yeah,
of having four survivors. Even if one of them is death or invulnerable,
yeah,
there's still a lot.
this gen's like 99s. Wow, what a very good jump impression here coming in from our survivors here.
I think this trial might just be in the last legs for Karma because again the survivors are just resetting very easily. They have that one extra body to work with, and they are just free to attack this generator setup between those two farthest points on the water tower and this 9 gen. And whenever any of them get injured, they can realistically just W key all the way to the top side. They might even have an additional body to keep them safe, and that's going to be a nice tag coming through from Karma, but it's just led them so far away from the gen setup. Maybe this gen just pops in time.
Oh, and the question is, have they been doubling or if What's been happening here actually? Oh no, they just haven't touched
They
the
just
gen at
left
all.
it.
Maybe just trying to sit this gen here at 5, completely trying to bait the killer into thinking. No, and
What are they
no progress.
doing? Okay, okay, they might be taking it slow. I can see that. Perhaps
Maybe
they're just making sure that no one falls in the gen setup. That'd be a nice little
very good
a
find here.
free for kill.
Very good find here from our killer player. However, just not getting the bite, so just has to go back to their gens.
And that's unfortunate. That injury there, that would have been crucial to continue trying to get back in this game. That is a nice injury though, coming to Julia Marco. And uh perhaps again something can be done here. Our survivors are just playing this extremely slowly. I think they've probably taken the time to start, rotating back into the ideal positions. We do see Altor here playing the altruistic play.
Yeah, and just doing another
So
enraged tag here and just going back to their gens.
like, what else can you do here if you're playing as Karma? You just have to defend these gens. You can't really let one pop because then four survivors can just split the gates, even though, perhaps the gates might not be the best for them. I'm not entirely sure. Uh, just there's really just not much our killer can do because you can't progress a gate. So any kind of
Ooh,
percentage that's put on that
very
is
nice use of
important.
our Falcon Eye leaps here to actually get this down on this ace here. This is exactly what you need.
Yeah, this is the opening that was looked for, and Karma managed to get it. Resets come through though, so again, kind of back to square one in terms of, injuries and snowballing. But the Painless gonna provide again a little bit of a reprieve off those generators. That's gonna be huge. Wow, that gen is actually completely dead on
Wow,
this
yeah,
night side. That is only in 25, so
I think that
this
have they just abandoned this gen here, actually? I can't tell if that's why I was have abandoned this gen or not, actually. Just
that
trying
would
to
be
bit of confuse
insane if
the
they
killer.
did.
Just trying to confuse the killer a bit into thinking that 9 is the most progress when they've been also someone's just seeing this gen here at 5.
I mean, there's still two pressure points for our survivors, but they're playing this very, very slowly. So they just need to make sure that, they're not giving away the gens too much. I feel like letting go that gen on 9 was a little bit of a mistake. I feel like it should have been,
Mm.
I feel like it should have been progressed just a little bit just to provide pressure. Like, I think it's worth a tag to stop it from progressing. But I guess like they're playing this so slowly, in theory, it just doesn't matter because Survivor's just going to continue running topside every time the tag happens, and then they get to reset for free. Eventually, in theory, Karma will just run out of kicks on the gens after another 20,000 years. But I mean, at the moment, it's still relatively healthy territory on the regression events. So we do just continue this chase onto Animate. We'll have to mention that the Retrofade is gone. I don't know for how long it's been gone for, but very nice that the
Okay.
survivors did get
Yeah,
that out of the way.
yeah, I haven't really noticed. I didn't even notice that poke get cleansed at all. So good job getting rid of that, getting rid of that, making this volley one a bit more easier here. I will just say as well, like it's a bit of a stalemate happening right now, where the killer's just getting enraged bites and then just survivors just taking bites and just sending it all the way towards this top side of the map. So this could be we could be here for a while here, Tabi.
We could technically be here for another 20,000 years.
Oh,
But actually, hold on. The server is actually shut down in an hour,
not
right? So it
not
can't
quite
be
being
that.
the first block here actually.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there, just from the geometry. But again, there's not really much that our killer can do. I mean, just have to
Oh,
head back to the gens, pray that they don't pop in time. And
and our
just as I
gen here
say
at
that,
9 just popped.
so yeah, that's just going to facilitate our survivors' escape. As long as they reasonably get two survivors out of the door, it should be a win. On average, two survivors in this situation should be enough stages. But again, there's still the possibility that Karma can put on pressure.
Oh,
Again, with the amount of health states left in the trial, it's going to be very difficult. So realistically, our survivors do just get out of here with a win. But that's still a really, really interesting
oh, what in the
disconnect.
world?
A little bit
Actually,
of an interesting disconnect here. Let me
I didn't
interrupt your
really
broadcast.
didn't realize that was a coup. That was interesting. And I
Yeah,
think
I I think we saved the coup stacks from the last game. We spent
Yeah.
all 10 of them on that leap. On
Yeah,
that leap. That was funny.
and regardless of if tap gets hooked there or not, the unfortunately the killer does not meet the win con, and our team not sure what team were they targeting?
I believe it was Arcadia taking away 6 stages. So Arkham would have been up on that first set.
Yeah, okay, so yep, Arkham take that first set, and honestly, not pretty well played from both sides here, Tavi.
Yeah, I definitely thought those games were dynamic. Unfortunately, we just did not see the tunnel out be secured in the second match. That probably led to the deterioration of the stages. But in any case, we'll be back with the next set. We have everyone's favorite little uh Chucky coming in for you all. So yeah, we'll be back with that after a short intermission. I apologize because, when I say this is everyone's favorite, that would imply that I'm in that population. I do not like this killer at all, but perhaps this map will make me regain my senses and, change the way I think about this killer. Mr. Chucky is going to be here. Ormond Lake Mine. We've loaded in, and look at this again. What do we see, Mr. Walton, on these perks? Oh my lord.
No corrupt and more hex perks. So Karma
Might
here
be a
got
little bit of a pattern here. Maybe a little, a little bit of pattern coming through from Karma, but yeah, we're gonna take this first chase very soon, and we're just gonna start excavating some pallets out of the way. So um,
oh,
wow,
very nice tag here
this
coming in
is
from
why I love the Chucky. Very very fun gameplay. Very very fair and not fun not hold on not not enjoyable to play against. Very nice tag coming through though by Karma.
I think we just get down
I
here.
have to admit.
Oh, we actually make
Yes.
this shack window. That is quite crucial here, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
this is all that our survivor has kind of remaining. They actually did manage to jiggy away, well, not really jiggy away at that point,
And
but they
we
kind of managed to get away to this, and this palette seems kind of not the palette you want to be
oh,
playing around as the killer. So it's gonna be another maid there. Definitely not
see,
happy about that as Karma, and that's the first gen popping too.
that was the main gen, I believe. So bit of a crucial gen the other way. And we very nice down here coming in from our Chucky player here.
Yeah, that was very crucial to get that quickly because you don't want to lose momentum. The survivors have already got another generator done, so imagine that toll on the mental there for Karma if that down just took way, way too long. Time just ticks by so quickly. It's just hard to
Hmm.
you know to assess that sometimes.
I will say as well, even though they've top two pretty big gens, if you look at the map still tab, we still see like a pretty nice gens here on this right side of the map here.
Yeah, I'm trying to kind of gauge the dynamic of this coming up. There's a very greedy heal coming through. They did not make that in time. That's the only reason I said it was very greedy. But yeah, there is only this topside gen remaining, which kind of means that the
Oh,
last generators have to be on bot side. So very, very patient there. We'll keep that health state for longer. I feel this. Sorry, no, I feel Paladin's gonna get dropped and broken, and
I
maybe
think I don't think they make anything else here actually.
50?
Oh, they make this. Oh,
Oh,
they won the 50 but
extremely
lost the
close.
50. That's so upsetting if you're a killer player here.
And
And we see that And we see how Tori taking this chase towards this two side. Can we get them down here? Very, very nice, very nice.
Yes, that's what you get when you play with dolls and B, I guess. You get downed and put in the second hook. But our survivors took a lot of time to reset, so again, I'm not sure if they can kind of capitalize on this chase that's come through in terms of gens. And Karma's kind of recognizing that and just looking towards the gen instead. They're actually out doubling Shaq, I think. I saw a red bar, maybe not. So there is definitely a good amount of gen pressure, but how Karma will have to decide if they want to go for the tunnel out. They actually do want to go for the tunnel out here, but
Oh, very nice. It's a very nice tag, Kimio, getting around that Nancy body block with that with FTP. Do we still have to chase this, however?
I,
I imagine
I
we
mean,
still chase, right? Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
chase this, and the problem is now you're going to lose the topside gen pressure. Nice check spots coming through, by the way, to make sure that the kill's position is known. But unfortunately, maybe those check spots were just a little bit too proactive because that main pallet's not going to be made, and now
Yeah.
that's the death coming through, and just like that, um, there's going to be the kill of the same amount of gens remaining, and my slow brain only realized that two toys in this trial.
That was a I thought that was a skin. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I really just noticed it as well. Two Tories. Interesting.
Oh, my
I will,
brain's definitely not dying at 11 p.m. But
I will just say as well compared to the Gore match we had earlier, we still have all our hex totems actually like in play right now.
yeah, that's completely true. I didn't kind of register at all to me. That's these hexes are in full force and
In the
really working against the survivors.
in the 3 gen as well. That is absolutely filthy.
So I guess maybe it was just an unfortunate mistake that those first chases went towards the bot side of the map, and then in addition to that, the resets came through. The priority of that over maybe just totems or gens makes this current 3v1 extremely difficult to deal with. That is one gen popping though. I think that was Shaq. Yeah, it was Shaq. That would pop ages ago when I was literally thinking my brain was dying. But yeah, excuse me for that. There's still a pretty decent gen setup though. Um, for Karma. We did see the mid gen and see the one closer towards 5. And we also find a reset too. Oh, this is huge because this jungle gym
Oh, we get it down
that is
here
not
as
made.
well. Oh, that is not what you need right now if you're our survivors with our survivors right now. Because I imagine there is not a lot of jump pressure happening right now, and the fact that both Ruin, Wretched, and sorry Triple all our hex packs are still active, it's gonna make it very hard to pop even a single gen here, Darby.
Yeah, and now I'm looking at this. That 5 gen, I thought that one was out of the setup, but it's actually kind of inside the setup because of mid and 3. So it is relatively possible to still capitalize on this, and that's going to be a really, really precise dash, which is going to be missed, unfortunately, from Karma as the unhook comes through. And yeah, survivors. I thought they were in a good spot. That's a wow, very
Ooh, very nice.
proactive body block coming through, and that might just be death because this
This
window
is a
is
bit.
really all that's left,
This is quite
and you
unsafe.
can't
Oh,
send it.
actually, I take it
And it's
back.
close yet again.
It is safe
Holy,
against the killer. Never mind.
holy cripes McGripes, and that's gonna be main pallet forced down and broken. So that's again a huge trace to be taking. Injured health state and get away from that, and perhaps perhaps go to healthy relatively soon. But with Karma leaving, we'll have to just see what the other survivors are up to in the where shall I go next to take chase game plan for Arkham. So
Can we take a chase on our net here at the shack here? This should just be
yes,
a quick tag here.
it's a tag. I think
Do
I'll
we
just
opt to
leave this.
with this with our power
Shade?
to add-on, we get his power back relatively quickly. So we might just go for this here. This is the down here. Yes,
Okay, never mind.
yeah, very good down coming in from our Kilo player. And my
Very
question is,
clean.
oh, okay, so the pain rest hooks are actually are in his 5 gen, Tavi.
5
Oh,
gen?
oh
What
wow.
5 gen?
Well, look, let's just call it like the fact that the gens are all really close together with the X totems and the pain rest hooks.
I count 4 generators left in this trial.
Oh
There's
my God.
not 5 generators.
Oh,
Oh, okay. That was
my
close though. I
my
mean,
bad
good
team.
body block there.
But still, the fact that the killers like everything is just gone. Like RNG wise, this is just perfect. Like very good hex totems, very good gens, very good pain rate hooks. And this might just be a down here. I'm not sure if this is very safe. Yeah,
Uh,
we just see that down happening.
it's certainly not safe enough, and safety is really what's required here, considering, again, there's still 3 hex totems in the trial. One of them is kind of like a fake hex totem, but a real hex totem at the same time. Um,
Oh, we actually.
wow, so I was actually pop a gen. I
Ooh.
mean, I wonder who's on it, because, like, that, I guess that gen had been left for long enough that our tap had just been able to sit it for the whole time. But, like, what are survivors going to do now? Nancy has the wretched fate, excuse me. Nancy has the wretched fate applied to us, so realistically, it will take 50% longer for the gens to be done if she's sitting on them. Yes, that's how math works. I did the math ages ago. So it's just a really rough position for survivors. Even with this, they're also both injured, so that's just never nice to see if you're trying to fight this 3v1.
Yeah, I mean, this is the fact that the Spurs even managed to get a gen there is quite big. So I'm very impressed from our survivors here being able to get at least another gen popped in that bit of difficult 3v1 scenario. Now I wonder here, are we just trying to double out this gen here to get a potential 4K zero?
That's the game plan for sure. Like getting another gen would be a dream for these survivors, but with these, oh
Oh,
my lord, that is what happens when you live in somewhere that's called Western Australia. That is incredible ping abuse. No, it's not. I'm joking. But like that that hit there, I think that seals the deal. There's really not much more to play in this trial.
oh,
Oh, oh, but
not quite, not
yeah,
quite, not quite getting the tag there, but still pretty close. And yeah, this
very
should just
close.
be it, Harvey. Just the 4K1 result here. And if you're at survivors here, I don't hate this result at all. I feel like this is very doable. This is very doable if you're our killer for the next set.
I mean, the thing that sucks though is to me, I feel like our survivors were onto a really strong start. They popped 2 gens for that first chase, and somehow the survivor's dead before another gen pops. It just, I don't know how it happened. Perhaps there was just a lot of pressure around the mid map, and it was just, yeah, it was just difficult for Arkham to regain the footing after the first death. So
Yeah,
that's just
I just I just think that the fact that like after most unhooks, like the survivor couldn't really make it anywhere on the map without kind of just dying. Like the map wasn't very. It wasn't just a lot of this. It just wasn't a lot of places to run there. I feel Tavi.
yeah. And with that being said, we'll just have to see how the reverse goes to play. So Arcadia is taking the survivors. Maybe actually, this is to stay in. I don't know why I didn't say that before, but yeah, Arcadia's got a pretty nice win con for themselves to stay in 4K0. So we'll have to see if they can meet that, or if they will not be able to do that. I guess. My bad. We'll go to a quick intermission, and we'll be right back. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of the Chucky set. And in the previous trial, we saw Arkham walk away with a 4K1 on the survivor side. after what I would have thought was getting outs. So now it's going to be Arcadia trying to stay in this. They are one side down by putting on a 4K0 result on the survive set, or of course better should be sufficient. So, I mean, first chase already seems pretty good. Shack at 5, what you love to see in comp, what you hate to see in pubs. But Walton, I mean, you haven't given away a health state as a survivor. I think that's got to be good so far.
Yes, this is already a pretty good chase. Pretty good. Oh, not quite getting attacked here. This is a very good chase here actually, and we just opt to leave our V here and go try and stop these other gens here from popping. Very nice start here from our survivors.
And you know, I noticed this again, but okay, nice dash there actually. That's a hug tech moment. But I noticed the build here from Altor is the same as Karma's. You know, same perks, same everything, and even the same. Actually, not the same Chucky, but like, um, I'm surprised that this build actually works well on this map because I would have assumed that on open maps, even if they're large, open maps have a pretty high chance of totems being found quickly. So, seeing the very aggressive totem build makes me kind of question Chucky's strength on this map. Main's not going to pop in time. Oh, that's
Funny you
unfortunate.
say as well because we actually, as that hook we just lost our ruin totem actually. So a bit of a classes curse moment there, and yeah, we just sort of we lost our ruin during that hook. And we go up to go for our chase on the ace here. I will just say as well, Todd, we've actually changed a bit of an add-on difference here. We've kept our Sloppy Butcher purple add-on, but we've opted to go for the skipping grade, which I'm not very sure what that does, but I'm sure
Skipping
there's a good
rope.
reason. I'm sure there's a good reason why they're running it.
Sounds familiar. I mean, that's going to be Winter Edit going down again. Extremely short chase there, by the way. Um, skipping work. It sounds so familiar. It's like I think you probably get like more. It's
Ah,
either
yeah,
like more speed or like more recovery rate of the dash. I mean, it sounds so familiar when I looked at Chucky like a year or two ago.
yeah. So I just had a look at it, Toby. It's out that increases the slice and dice duration by 8%. So every time he dashes, it's going to be
Okay.
8% longer. So interesting
Okay.
choice here, but I don't hate it.
I I feel like I feel like anything that can get your power back faster is always going to be nice. But 8% is a pretty big deal on duration, so we'll have to see if that does make or break some things in the very near future. So FTP comes through, Winter is going to be full HP, and unfortunately, this is a little bit far away for Altor to, capitalize on. They're not going to be able to down the FTP survivor, nor are they going to get a tag onto Winter Edit. They are running for their lives though in the distance. We do see that pretty clearly from Chucky's point of view, and this chase will continue. Winter Edit probably not able to avoid this here, so has to book it towards main building after this tag. So is the main pallet up, I believe, so
Just
that's
on
going to
this
be
one.
dropped for sure.
Yeah,
And
we just got lots still up in the troll.
I don't mind gaming this.
Trying to play around this tile a bit, I see.
I mean,
I'm not
Winter
sure if
Edit,
there's anything actually. Yeah, we got our ace coming in for the hit tank. Very nice slice and dice hit there, and we just opt to chase at this polygon tile
mistake?
here. Oh, cool.
That seemed like a
Just get
mistake though. I felt like after that hit tank, I feel like they should have just went back to the main palette. Of course, when you slice and dice, it's going to be on cooldown after Survivor is going to be hit. So Ace took the hit there. I feel like there was enough time to go and loop back all the way to the main palette, maybe do something there. But maybe I'm wrong as well. Anyway, Winterfed is dead, and now it's going to be Ryobi taking the next chase. That's
Oh, beautiful.
oh,
Absolutely beautiful play there coming in from our killer player.
that is how to play blight on a killer that's not blight. That is a beautiful flick.
I would just say as well that this looks a lot more dire for our survivors than it did at the Silo trial, considering our last match we had two gens pop for a first chase, and now here it's looking a bit I think it's looking a bit scary here, Tavi.
You know what I think? I think that because the two gens popped early but then didn't pop later, they were able to get the resets off and also kind of reposition themselves to start working the generators, which they did eventually finish, that being Shack and the kind of pit generator around 2. Whereas in this trial, they kind of just popped the generators fairly late. So although you can hear that there is good gen progress around the board at this current moment, there's still that glaring issue of the health states not being reset as of right now, which is going to be a huge deal,
Oh,
especially because Ryobi gets hit through the pallet. I mean, they just came off hook, but there's still a lot more vulnerable for Jake, who's still injured till this time. Wow, good progress though. There's a good fight, but they wow wait they got
oh,
another gen done, so
oh,
this is actually close to the Tycon there.
oh, wow! This is I completely forgot about this. I think that was a Shack gen that popped there. Actually, that is very large, and we're basically at one generator left, Charlie. Charlie, if someone can get on this generator 11, but it's also a bit of a scary save because we still have still got Wretched Fate in play. We get this quick unhook onto our ace here. Now, what do we do here? Do we opt to try and go for whoever this, I think our V is here, or whoever just starting around here, or not be up to go back to the hook and see if we can maybe catch out a reset or a quick little double. Let me find a reset here on our V. Not quite getting the slice and dice hit here.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's a stun coming through. That's a huge stun because that will preserve the health state on V, and every health state in 3v1 is extremely important, as we can see now. That really just relieved a lot of pressure for most survivors. They managed to early rotate away from main as well. They just sent it actually, did Jake, to this one side, and this pallet gym is still up, so I think we probably just want to zone break this. There's actually a fake coming through.
I
Pretty
don't think
nice try.
I think he's just zoned here, Tali. I think he just dies corner. Actually, no, sort of jiggies a bit and ends up going 12 here. Fair enough.
And,
Very nice tag here coming in from that Chucky player.
and
Now, are they doubling this gen? Is the question.
wow, that
That
is
was
very
that was
close.
certainly someone on that
Not nothing.
generator.
There is, and I feel like because of pain bears, they might not be able to get back and finish it in time, as long as the survivors picked up. But there's actually a star coming through. Ambitious kind of play from
Oh,
from our killer here. I kind of like this in a way, but this could also kind of backfire a lot, especially if our V is, picking up at the current moment, but she's not. So I guess they're just sitting a gen and
let me get that pick. Let me
they're not
actually get
sitting a
that pick
gen.
up. And there goes our
And
pick
they're
up.
sitting a gen.
Oh, so there's actually an ace here that went for the rotation. This is actually looking a lot more better. Even though
They,
like
they,
we've got two very high prog gen, these injuries they're quite large here, Tavi.
yeah. Well, sending it injured him. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Like they kind of abandoned, in a way, they kind of like abandoned trying to force a Tycon, and instead they just wanted to, split the pressure, maybe just as a chance to go for win con, which is pretty reasonable.
I will just
Um,
I will just quickly say as well. We see I believe our Jake player is actually broken here. So if I'm not mistaken, that is I believe clean break from Tori. So within the next 50-40 seconds, he should be fully reset here.
and these kind of optimizations, exactly what you need in the 3v1s. That's why clean break is still a really, really nice perk to have. When you have good rotations in the team, of course, there'll be a lot of value to be gotten out of the perk. Uh, Luckily though for from Altor, this really like the pressure has not gotten increasingly bad from this point, but now the survivors kind of take this as an opportunity to reset. They kind of trade in the gen's progress to say, hey, I know you want to go snowball with the injuries, so let's just stop that in its tracks. Go for the resets first, then we'll come back to the generators when we're all safe. So at the moment, I guess Altor's just working away around the map, letting the natural kind of kick aggression events start to put in a little bit of work. But again, we'll have to contend with 3 healthy survivors, I would assume. very, very soon. And at that point, survivors also need to start rotating away as soon as they get hit. So yeah, nice usage of the main building here, kind of just forcing more time away from Altor. It's going to be an attempted slice and dice,
Whoa.
pretty close, I'd say, coming on the main building. Again, think about how important that would have been if that landed. And now suddenly, again, we're in this situation. You have to defend two gens. I feel like Walton, you should just commit to defending one, and then hope that then hope that you can just keep the Daikon from there.
Yeah, I
Oh
feel like
yeah,
I
yeah.
killed her. I feel like I killed him. I might just have to try and cut their losses here and just accept the fact that unless the Warriors make a gigantic mistake, I don't think we're going to see this 4K2 occur because we have all the gens here. They're so close. We have this gen here at like 9 and then like 11. It's just so close, Tavi. Like I think he just has to cut the losses and accept that that another gen's going to pop here.
I think that'd be a pretty reasonable shot because I see a lot of the time, like the killers who are doing a lot, like it is kind of a gambling thing where it's like, okay, it's a payoff if I can defend them and then I can capitalize on the survivor mistakes. But I mean, are you waiting for the survivors to make the mistakes? Is that the game plan here? With the generator so high progress, I think they're just going to be playing extremely safely, not wanting to give away any kind of pressure or injuries to Alto. So it's just going to be difficult, and this I'm just seeing this slowly lean towards their favor because, well, I mean, I think also they had some good chases, but Alto maybe it wasn't really overreaching to defend them both, but there were like definitely opportunities where they could have committed chases and they just instead didn't. So
Oh,
um
absolutely.
yeah, like what we're seeing on screen right now. Altor is just committing his tag here, but is this
Just
tag even too much? They have to leave again, and yeah,
yeah, and we just see that.
I don't know if this is holdable anymore.
Oh, well, hang on. We've actually that has been being worked solid. I think we've been triple splitting here actually here, Tavi.
Yeah, and
We've
perhaps it was
had
just again tunnel vision coming through, just
yeah, there we go.
lets two completely different gens pop. Wow.
Oh wow.
Wait, our survivors, hold on. Our survivors did 6 generators this trial. I think they deserve a little bit of a medal.
That is absolutely incredible here. Very nice down here coming in from our jockey player. But yeah, Tavi, I mean, when we just kind of when everyone's just like out of the trial and we have to rely on pain res, like it's just it can almost feel just like unwinnable as the killer sometimes.
Yeah, I guess this turned out to be unwinnable because 4K1 WinCon was met just like 15 seconds ago or something, which is kind of insane to say. That was like 2 gens popping within like 5 seconds of each other. But
Mhm.
regardless, that is going to be Arcadia taking away the second set. So Walton, we're in for the tiebreaker. Um, I'd like you to let the audience be enlightened with what that final set is.
Let's just our last set actually ends up being Ghostface here, which is I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really excited because this set can either can be really close and it'll really test the macro of these Survivor and Killer players. So I think it's just a battle of the brains here, Tavi.
All right then. So with Ghostface locked and loaded, we'll be right back with that tiebreak set after a quick intermission. Yeah. All right, everyone. Welcome back to Arcadia versus Arkham. We're currently 1-1 after the Chucky set was actually very, very decisive. I will say though, this is currently not the ghost face, everyone. This is the lich. So, yeah, a little bit of a stop and confusion, but it's all good. As we are, of course, back in the same map actually. Walton, lich on this map. What are your thoughts?
Lich on this map
Oh yeah.
really, really, really good for the fact that they can really make use of the Flight of the Damned on a lot of the elevation spots on this map as it's not very flat. And overall, just a map where you can just see a lot of things. So, using stuff like our orb to find a survivor like shouldn't be very difficult, you know what I mean?
I get that. I guess the orb might lose some value, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the flight's definitely the flight ability, like the fly spell, will definitely get a lot of value considering again it's a very open map, very large map. So yeah. This is gonna be the mage hand, making the palette unusable for now. I don't know what exactly was going on there because I feel like that was a free tag for a lich player, but they're just gonna go right back to the hook and try and continue this tunnel out. So kind of kind of mixed start coming through. Like it was a very fast first down in my opinion for mate, our killer. But then our survivors managed to get that really good interaction around Shack. They just wasted time and they got a pretty fast but pretty early pull. And then suddenly the survivor goes down. So I'm
I would
eating
just
my
like,
own words here.
I would just like to quickly say as well that we have a bit of an overload issue from the start's end, but we'll be fixing it as the video comes out.
Yeah, it should be all good. So I guess during this time we saw the second down and we saw the first gen popping. So it's actually a very promising start for mate. I would say I'm still not really like a believer in Mr. Vecna's strength on this map. I guess the flight is a very annoying thing that actually could have hit our survivor here, but they're just opting to take them one. Second gen popping for this tag. And I guess yeah, survivors do really need to get their game going because they still have four active hex totems to work against right now. I was gonna say three because Wretched Fate is off, but four because Wretched Fate is now active and none of them are cleansed. It's kind of rough for them because it looks like at this point, yeah, Lich is just going to secure this title win.
Oh, and we do actually end up getting that ruin, which would be quite large heading into this 3v1 scenario.
Ruin does pop, yeah, and that is going to continue this out. The trade is successful, or 1 for 1, as our Fang going to continue this on. Winter Edit running for their lives, only finds a palindrome. Okay, I was going to say filler or maybe a TL, but no, it's a palindrome. It's a strong tile, but you have to connect this to something, or the Mage Hand will secure the down. Mage Hand's going to apply right now. I don't think there's anything Winter Edit can do because they do
Ooh,
not
so
make
down
this
here.
other filler, and
Yeah.
they are just dead. That is it, unless there is an altruistic play coming through. That was an attempt to pallet save from my ace, but then he's going to take a tag. And look at this. This is such a detrimental position still for our survivors. Like, wait, still? Like, this 3 injuries on the board. They have to contend with a death right now. I think this pallet save is just
Oh,
short of coming through. It's a very nice attempt, but it's not enough. That will be the first death of the trial from Winter Edit. And yeah, mate, very, very strong position as of right now. Just yeah, 3 injuries is just incredible pressure to work off. This is just gonna be another down two, because no bounce landing is gonna be available. So immediately, again, right off the rip, there's just more pressure coming on the board for our survivors to contend with.
yeah. I mean, another thing to add as well. A lot of the tiles that I've seen, a lot of the jungle gyms that I've seen have been this weird like lightning tile where you got the powder in the middle and like in the very weird window. So
Yeah.
maybe a bit of that coming into play here because I know for a fact that that tile is not very safe. So it could most certainly add to the time chase time's been a bit quick. Some would say.
Yeah, we did see Winter Edit go down and try and like jiggy away from the first one, on the second chase. So yeah, there is a second one over here on this. I believe I would call this
Two of them.
the 9 side of the map. It's going to be another W key away and another pallet
Ooh.
being raised for the mage hand. That is good pressure though. That is another gen being done for survivors of Arcadia, but will it really be enough? I think it, like again, Lich on this set getting what looks to be a 4K1 is very, very strong, Walton. I just don't really think Lich is a strong killer, even with someone who can pilot the killer well. It's just the spells do have weaknesses, so um it is very impressive to get a 4K1. They have found a Chaser Van Shack has made, but will Survivor buy enough time to turn this around? I guess Mate's just gonna leave, never mind.
We opt to go for the Tunlight here on our J towards this shack side. Actually, no, we're dropping Chase here and going for our ace that we were chasing before.
And they've got an R and L tile to work with, so this is a relatively good tile. They're just going to hold W away. They make this double filler pallet setup. They can't get the second pallet drop safely, so this could actually be death because of the mage hand. That's going to be raised. Insta-Volt comes through. That's not going to be enough, and they're going to get down. So the final pain res of the trial will come through. Two survivors still injured, but that was a pretty good death spot for my ace. Going to force away a fly spell. To try and catch up to the gens, and it actually gets a notification up top main, I think, just to indicate that someone was on this gen. So definitely the potential of split pressure for our survivors at the moment. There's a nice pre-leave though, which means that they can make the bottom kind of underground side of the map, but really not for that much longer. Yeah, they're just gonna go down. Unfortunately, not being in a good position. And yeah, I guess just a race against the clock now for our survivors. See if they can get that final two gens done, of which, I mean, it's feasible for them to get one done, I would say, Walton. Oh, why is there a
Yeah.
survivor here?
Oh,
What are we doing?
we found the rotation here actually. This is
Uh,
yeah. I don't
it's
really see
another
them popping
death.
it. I don't see them popping two gens here, Tavi, but yeah, and we've just forced Ace to have to rotate. Like this is just looking quite dire for the survivors here.
Yeah. I guess it looks really bad. V's gonna make this power though relatively safely. Gonna go down though, but that is again a bit of time being bought. So yeah, I'll just secure the kill if I was Mr. Mate in this position or Mrs. Mate in this position. Secure the kill here, and then just don't have to worry about three survivors in the trial anymore. And yeah, this position really should not be holdable for the survivors again, unless some kind of miracle happens. So um, we just check on main. Really, no progress at all. So this gen setup just seems pretty unbreakable.
Oh
Ha
wow,
ha ha.
we got 11, 10, and I think 9 there. That is absolutely filthy as we find out Ace survivor here.
Yeah, Ace is gonna go. Oh, actually, the mind games are coming through on this Ornament tile. That's very, very nice usage, by the way, of the little cracks between the Ornament tile from Arcula Mate. I really didn't think those would be used that often by killers, more survivors. But that, again, very, very nicely done by Mate there. Just to, cut the 50-50s. And as soon as they saw the pallet drop, they're just watching like a hawk, watching through that little gap. And as soon as they saw the color of Ace's comp shirt move and like the vault, and they just decided to commit the other side. Also, they hear the vault too. But if they see it leave and not vault, then you could commit around and not have to play the 50 there. So very interesting. You don't see it that often because not many maps have those kind of walls that kind of have those small little gaps.
Yeah, one thing I just want to point out as well, like nearly every chase has been like I believe under 45 seconds. Like the chases have just been so quick from our kills here. So very well played to them as we find our last survivor of the trial.
Yeah, and they've got this RL tile, recycled from Ace here. Gonna be some mind games coming through from Mate. Again, the Mage Hand is just gonna close out this chase. So I think that's really Walton like counting the amount of times the Mage Hand just completely ended the chase. That's like nearly all of them, if I'm not mistaken. Like the Flight of the Damned really didn't get used that often to secure injuries. And the orb, I guess, wasn't also used that often, but like the Mage Hand just kept on delivering at its at its best and just secured the downs.
Yeah, I mean that add-on that gives the kill the haste when they use that mage hand most certainly coming into effect in those very little scenarios where you don't really notice it, but once you see it, it's like okay, they're getting that down with that add-on, and maybe not otherwise.
Yeah, so with that being said, we're gonna head to the second half of the Lich set. This is Arcadia going to play the killer upcoming, and they are going to have to get a 4K2 because it is currently again 1-1 tied. So 4K2 to tie, or if they can get 4K3, then they would take it all. But we'll have to go to a short intermission.
Oh, hello?
All right, everyone, welcome back to probably the final set for tonight. I don't think we're actually going to be seeing any more for this series. But yeah, Arcadia versus Arkham. This is going to be Arcadia's killer playing for a 4K2 tie condition in this 1-1 best of 3 series. So yeah, very close matches coming through. It's actually a checked locker coming through. Maybe head on a bit feared from Arcadia's kill here. But yeah, playing for 4K2, Walton, that was just a very impressive trial coming through by Mate, and now Winterreader has to try and contend this, and they actually bought a different build, so maybe we'll see a slightly different dynamic of the Lich this set.
Yeah, and we can already see a very Killers opted to bring zero hex perks in this build as they just want to go sort of full aggression because you can't just need to Tavi. I mean, having to get a 4K3 win con is quite difficult.
Yeah, this build definitely snowballs a bit better off the pressure. Of course, you got the Pain Resonance and then Eruption. Two of the best regression bugs available in this setting of competitive. And yeah, I guess Turn Back the Clock's also another one which really relies on you getting hooks and then hooks and hooks. So if there was a point where Winterreader is getting a lot of hooks, then yeah, it will get a lot of value from the perk. But looking at this first gen's going to pop already for Arkham, so this might already be an unfavorable start for Winterreader to try and get the link on. The double power setup still here. I think Mage Hand might be able to work some wonders. Yeah, that's the Mage Hand popping through. That's
Oh, just
an
in
attempted double back. And that is just huge losses for Winterreader. I think this win condition is slipping out
yeah,
of his hands.
we just see that one of those gens being doubled here. So now we're only we're just at the win con now, and we don't even have a down yet, Tavi.
Nice fly through the window. I think it does catch our survival card. There's going to be the down coming through, but I think that's just too late to get the down onto Altor. Like this down should have happened like 30 seconds plus ago, but Altor just played that perfectly, and only now will the regressions start taking effect. Again, I think it's just too late at this point. But of course, anything can happen. I'm not ruling out the possibility of a 4K2 tie condition or even a win condition at this point. Arkham still in this, of course. They got 3 helpies. See a pre-leave off here, so this is gonna be next chase coming around what I believe is God Palace.
Oh, just
But they've actually opted to leave. They just went, yeah, they just went down, and beautiful play, I think, because that's gonna force Winterreader away, and just try and to make up the mind. Okay, it does want to tunnel here, but yet again another strong power available for Altor to play here. Maytan
Oh,
gonna
we've got
lift
hits
that
coming
up.
in from our Ace. Very nice team play here.
Exactly. Beautiful awareness of the mage hand play coming through. Knight's going to take the hit and allow Altor to continue this chase. Now, because that mage hand was used, obviously it can't be used again on that pallet as soon, and that's down just
All
about
right,
there.
I think our gender's pops here, Tavi. Yep, and just
Exactly, and it's now just the Tycon for Arcadia, so you really can't allow this last turn to pop, which is not really
oh
possible, isn't it? Because
no,
no pain res.
and it just
So that's
popped.
just yeah, that's just Arkham taking away this series 2-1. So very close uh match. You know, each team taking their own sets. That was again pretty convincing by both teams in their own sets of their own picks. But this Lich set really turned in Arkham's favor. You know, 4K2 is just such a difficult win condition to try and meet on Lich. So yeah, just really well played by Arkham there. But you know, Arkham Survivors still putting up a good fight too. Um, they're performing really well. Altor's gonna get down here though. I don't think there's another survivor. I don't think they made the pallet either. So you know, I guess as soon as I say they're putting up a good fight, I'll tell them it's fine. But yeah, I mean, 4 stages on the board. They got 2 healthy survivors and a good amount of gen pressure. They can absolutely think about getting out here.
Yeah, I mean, just something to note already from this compared to the last game. It's just like the chases have just been like so much, just a lot more stronger from the survivors here.
Yeah, just on average, those micro interactions have been going better. Actually, a swing through the pallets is attempted, but that is a bit of a misplay in coming through. It's just going to give Artori a bit more distance. And yeah, I think in this trial it's a lot more noticeable with the chase time. It's like very prominent. Just
Yeah.
seeing the first chase pretty much went for the first 2 generators. But then
Yeah.
it's also noticeable how like um not just the generators, but also just how the survivors' health states are looking throughout this trial. Like compared to the previous one, we always pretty much always had a huge amount of pressure thanks to the injuries. But in this trial, because they were, you know, the chases were long, they didn't really have to go for those risky plays. They were able to reset the injuries if there were any very quickly. And then yeah, that final chase also from Tori lasted enough time for the last gen to pop. So that's just currently 5 stages on the board. And Winter Edit, I think 5 stages is still fine because it looks like another first is going to be acquired here. So in theory, we're looking at 6+ stages, which is still a pretty good result. But again, end of the day, it is not enough.
Yeah, I mean, and that's it before. Just like the survivors in this trial just like played just a lot better chases, better gen pressure. Like yeah, it was just so much better for our survivors here.
So yeah, deserved victory for Arkham here in this series. But again, still a bit more trial to be played out. I don't think so anymore, actually, after we see Survivor leave. But yeah, well played to Arkham, I guess. That was a great watch. I've not seen Kaneki on. Actually, I've not seen. The only kill I've seen on the map that they were played on in the previous games was Lich. That's very unfamiliar territory. Chucky on uh Ormond Lake Mine and Kaneki on Suffer for the first set. I've not seen those before, so that was very interesting to see those sets play out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite used to seeing Chucky on indoor maps from what I've been seeing. So seeing Chucky on a more outdoor map and a map that most certainly favors him was also a nice watch to see.
All right. In any case, that's going to wrap up this series. So hope you all enjoyed the watch as well. We certainly did on the casting desk. And have a good night too, because we will see you again whenever the next match does. So yeah, stick with us for the next match, and bye bye.
Bye.